The ceremonies tomorrow begin at 10:45 a.m., but you're learning a little bit more about what it all means.
Yeah, as Leah mentioned earlier in the show, there have been special sunrise flag raising ceremonies happening down here at the Field of Crosses, and of course today's happens at around 7:45. We're going to be live for that, so if you are just about to leave for work, tune in. You can stream it live on our website as well, btcalgary.ca. But before we get to that, I'm joined by Joey Blevis from the Calgary Poppy Fund and the Veterans Food Bank. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for having me this lovely morning.
It's kind of chilly, we were just saying, but let's talk about the Calgary Poppy Fund for people who might not be familiar with it.
Well, the Calgary Poppy Fund, what we're currently doing is we're trying to raise funds to support our veterans, their dependents and spouses that are in dire need, as a result of the economy. The funds that are raised goes to help them to maintain a standard of living that possibly that because of their pensions they can't afford to maintain what we would consider a reasonable standard of living.
And funds raised through the boxes, correct?
That's correct. It's unfortunate, though, that some of our boxes have gone missing over the last several days, which is quite disturbing to me because, those veterans laid down their lives for us to provide the freedoms that we enjoy today. And, without those funding, we can't help support those dependents and the other needs that they might have.
You were saying around 20 boxes were stolen, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's what we've been advised. There's approximately 20 boxes have been stolen, and it's unfortunate. There's society today has made allowances for those people that are in need. And for them to take the money that for those veterans, that really is annoying and very frustrating to us.
Completely agree with you on that point. We're also saying that 11% funding or donations are down 11% this year as well, correct?
That's right. We anticipate the 11%, but that's as a result of the economy and with what's happening in the economy. But Calgary is still a very giving community, and we anticipate by the end of the campaign that we'll hope to make that up, that 11% that we're presently have a shortfall.
So how long can people donate up until?
We accept donations 12 months a year, but the big push, of course, is right up till about November the 12th.
And what ceremony, just out of curiosity, will you be attending tomorrow, actually?
Tomorrow, I'm very pleased. I'm going to be at the airport. They have a beautiful ceremony at the Calgary International Airport, and that's where I will be.
Well, I appreciate it, Joey. Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you've done for our country.
Thank you.
Jill, again, 7:44, the sunrise ceremony is going to happen, actually just taking place behind us. And again, if you're about to leave for work and can't catch it, tune in on the website. We're going to stream it live as well there. Thanks, Jill. Yes, the flag raising ceremony is about to start. A group of people have gathered down here. There's some students, there's some members from the Calgary Police Service, and some dignitaries as well. Again, these ceremonies have been taking place. They started around November 1st, and they're just a lead up to, of course, Remembrance Day. The ceremonies are tomorrow, and again, they happen at around the sunrise time, which this morning ceremony is slated to start at around 7:44, and I believe it is actually starting right now.
Anything that would be great. Before we begin the actual ceremony, I'm just going to make a few welcomes and thank a few people for coming. First of all, we'd like to welcome British Consul General Tony Payne. We also have Joey Blevis here from the Calgary Poppy Fund Veterans Food Bank. MLA Dr. David Swan, Calgary Mountain View and leader of the Liberal Opposition. MLA Ricardo Miranda, Calgary Cross. From Calgary Fire Department, we have Battalion Chief Alan Ball and Deputy Chief Laura Bishop. Many members of the Calgary City Police Force, thank you so much. Service. EMS unit, we have Tom Sampson from SEMA. Calgary Transit, who've been awesome keeping people warm in the parking lot. Alan Moore and Donna. Our color party today is the Navy Vets. We also have John Lewis, representative of the PDCLI Association, Bob McNiven, Honor Guard Commander, Calgary Land Center, Sean Libid, Stampede City Kinsman. Our bugler is Leading Seaman Leaf Edlin. Our piper is Michaela Work. Our choir this morning is from St. Francis High School, led by Mark Shannon. And I think we're about to begin. Post the color party. Before we sing O Canada, I need to mention two other gentlemen who are here almost every day. John is here twice a day. Representing CAV, we have Dan McLean and John Kirk. If you could please join St. Francis in the singing of our national anthem while the flags are raised in unison.
The sunrise ceremony at the Field of Crosses between 3rd and Centre, where 3,000 crosses are displayed along Memorial Drive to symbolize the soldiers of southern Alberta. And that ceremony tomorrow for Remembrance Day at 10:45 a.m.
I'm actually about to talk with Murray McCann. He's the founder of the Field of Crosses down here on Memorial Drive. Thank you for joining us, Murray.
Thank you for having me here.
So the inspiration behind the Field of Crosses actually was from a trip down to Georgia. Let's talk about that.
Yes, I was driving through the Blue Ridge Mountains in Georgia on a May day, and it was a beautiful day, and as I came up a hill, I spotted 3 crosses, and I thought to myself, wow, that's a bad accident. And then I went around the corner, and there was a whole row of crosses, and I was confused. I slowed down, and then I could see there were names on those crosses, and it dawned on me what this was. It was May, it was before Memorial Day in the US, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I had to pull over, and I was truly overwhelmed. I could see those soldiers rising up and saying they would have loved to have had a life like me, and they went to war so that others could. They didn't come back. And I had never really, it was an epiphany. And it was a most unique experience. I've never had an experience like that, never had before, nor have I had since. And I, at Remembrance Day, bought a poppy and didn't do a whole lot more. And I thought over my life, and it had been a good life. I was fortunate enough to be in Calgary, and I wondered how many had given up their life so that I could have this wonderful life. And when I got back to Calgary, I met with George Bittman, who was an old high school friend who headed up the Poppy Fund. I told him of my experience, and I'd like to do something similar in Calgary, and hopefully it would have the same impact on others as this Menlo experience had on me. And so anyway, that was the start of it. George got on side with the Poppy Fund, and we started the first year with 500 crosses, because there's no place they keep record of where a soldier is from. They keep record of the battalion of a soldier who died. So we had to research, and we thought there maybe be as many as 800 by the time we got through our research. Well, when we got through our research, we're up to 3,200 here now, and hopefully that's all there is.
Well, Thank you very much for actually setting up the field of crosses on behalf of Calgarians and the veterans down here today. There's actually a special ceremony down here tomorrow as well. If you're still deciding on which ceremony to come to, you were saying there's no speeches involved. It's just more of a music.
We have a wonderful service for tomorrow. We have the Burns Singers, we have the fire department pipe band, we have the Cantera Children's Choir, we have the police department, we have the fire department pipe band. And no, we never have speeches at any of our services because we think even the most eloquent orator could not impact your senses near as much as standing among the crosses of those who gave up their life and looking across the river at a vibrant city where you can be anything you want to be.
I have to agree with you there. It's quite the experience, even just standing down here this morning. So if you are just deciding where to go, definitely consider the Field of Crosses down here on Memorial Drive. Back to you, Jill.
How the Field of Crosses came to be, where over 3,000 crosses commemorate our soldiers from southern Alberta. Thanks very much, Craig.
Thanks, Jill. Yes, we're actually about to chat with David Howard from the Canadian Legacy Project. So first of all, thank you for having us on the show this morning, and thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for BT. You guys have been great supporter. We appreciate it.
So let's talk about what the Canadian Legacy Project is all about.
So we started the Canadian Legacy Project 7 years ago, and it's all in support of our veterans in need. So we manage the Veterans Food Drive every year. We're on the board here at the Field of Crosses, which is a true honor. We have worked with programs in regards to helping our veterans transition back to the workforce, and then we have a lot of education programs, and really to educate our youth about the sacrifices made by so many.
Which is oh so important, but just going back to the food drive, the Veterans Food Bank, how great is the need? Like, how big is the need for our veterans?
Well, the need is ever increasing. I think a lot of people feel that veterans are people in their 80s and 90s, and really it's kids that are coming back from Afghanistan, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, having a hard time integrating back into the workforce, and then they need the Veterans Food Bank. So the food drive is key, and Calgarians have supported us in the past, and we're hoping they do it again, and they can go to CanadianLegacy.org and put a financial donation in, and we use that to buy food, co-op gift cards. Co-op gives us an additional 10% to all donations. Or you can go down to our friends at Crown Surplus and drop off a food donation.
Are there any certain items that you need, that you're in particular need of?
Yeah, the big thing really is actually the canned fish and chicken and meats. That's a big thing. And actually some personal items as toothpaste, deodorant, these things, dog food, cat food. Our vets have pets, and want to make sure they're taken care of as well.
Okay, perfect. So if people want more information on the Legacy Project, they can check out, is it the website has all the information?
Yeah, CanadianLegacy.org. And again, Calgarians and people across Canada have been great, but tomorrow, I can't stress enough, is a day to remember. Those have fallen, but it's also time to remember and pay homage to those that are men and women that are standing on guard for Canada right now in countries all over the world. They're doing a fabulous job, and it's really, thank you for their service.
I couldn't agree more. You can head to breakfasttelevision.ca for more information also on the Canadian Legacy Project. Back to you, Jill.